and we are also functioning in this social dynamics, like in our own ways to exert our talent and make money and other things. Is it not in a subtle way affecting the system also, because there is no way we can do to stop this interloper?
No. So what I am trying to say is that anyway that interloper is working out. Okay, you are thinking, why not using that machine to get something that you must need to live in this society?
And not be over-exerting.
Not try to use it to find a new sense of peace.
So, exactly. Use it where it is supposed to be used.
Exactly, that is
With
how the
whatever
capacity has landed in you.
That's with the resources you have got, that's it.
That's it.
And there you don't exert.
One more, like what you want to be is an understanding, it's a being, the intellect cannot decide. If you use intellect to find out what you want to be, you are totally misusing the instrument that is gifted to you.
There the energy is
Dissipating. Yes. And how that knowledge can come to you is just one simple idea if you try to reflect it deeply. Because how do you exercise your talent? You have a potential, that's your talent. You hone it, right? You make some effort to actualize the potential. Like you have a talent to make money. That's a talent. So now you are putting effort to see how this potential is actualized, right? That's what you do. You have a need to play something that gives good feeling to you. Then you went there, practice all these things, making this brain and finger movement coordination with the sound that comes and matches these things in your mind. And you refine it. The more you refine it, it's nicer, it's better. So other people will, so suppose somebody has no sense of what is this sound is doing, will not appreciate your music. But the guy who is trying to figure it out, how to play like you, when they practice it, they begin to appreciate. Oh my God, this guy is so good. It's like I am trying to write a poetry.
Yeah.
And then I am finding it difficult. Then suddenly I read Tagore, or I read Rumi, or other great poet.
Then we start up.
Then I realize, oh my God, what a writer, what a painter. That is how I appreciate. Otherwise, what is there?
That's
how did they get it? The same way. That million times of trial and error. Somebody is automatically attracted towards that right by the way their brain is being organized. They got hooked up and then refined automatically. Without their effort, some people's things are resonating so much that they get refined, and by the time they come out, like they already have gone so far in refining the whole thing, you know.
Correct.
Same as the scientist, every field. That's the potential. In the field of spirituality, if there is anything called spirit, like how the body will address its core well-being, there is no potential. It's already there. All the programmings are already there. It knows what it has to do, given a chance. It needs an healthy rest, healthy freedom from the application of the mental movement that creates knowledge out of a demand that the knowledge will help you to become what you should be, which is not. Okay? It wants freedom from that. That is the only freedom that will address the way. So that means it's a journey. It wants to resume its journey so that it can carry out its programming. And that is being disturbed by the sense of self, which demands a parallel journey, which it understood at its own journey, and create a disturbance to the journey which is already there pre-programmed. Okay?
You are just cutting that
You are,
unwanted.
that parallel thing
parallel.
is now taking energy from this and unable and
And
making it render impossible to carry out
function in
its
this
own
world.
journey.
Yeah.
Okay? If this sense of self is used the where it is supposed to be used and not draining energy to find something which does not exist. You know, you go, that's the merry-go-round. You sit on a merry-go-round, neither can you come down because you have invested too much energy. You want to believe that there must be something, all these people are talking about it, there must be something, so you can't jump out.
It's so
That
difficult.
hope is still, maybe there is
For
something.
somebody who has gone too far in the round.
So you said, must be there something.
Who has
They
shopped,
can't.
who has shopped a lot, it's very difficult for them to.
Suppose you invested in a particular thought for so long, it is such a deep conditioning inside you that it is almost like only a death can free you from there.
So the question and answers work only in the social dynamics.
Only in the social dynamics.
When it's coming
And
to the
the-
natural equilibrium of the
If
system,
any,
no questions.
see, for example, you don't understand these things that if there is an answer to a question which stops the questioning, what will happen to the questioner until he discovers another question to perpetuate its questioning mechanism? What the questioner is going to have job at hand if the answer is gone. So you ask question to perpetuate the questioning mechanism, not to get an appropriate answer with an assumption that you are going to get. So that is the merry-go-round. And before you ask a question, hardly anybody, knowingly or unknowingly, understand the mechanism that part of the answer is already there. Only thing is that he is not sure about the answer. He wants to make it sure that the answer that he had already about the question is correct. Even after getting it, questioning doesn't stop. For example, I did say you have say somebody is orphan. Okay? So suddenly one desire came to him that he has to find his father. Okay? Started the journey to find the father. What did he do? At one point, either he discovers where is father, that question ends forever, or he finds that is impossible to find. There also the question should end.
Only two way.
So the question ultimately has to end. If there is a solid question for which you want to invest your life's energy, you don't. You want to ask the question to entertain yourself, to keep the questioner going. You are never serious. You are really not hungry. The hunger is not so much that you are going to die if you don't get sustenance. So these are all game, entertainment. You want to entertain yourself.
Is this what you're doing, entertaining yourself?
I'm not entertaining myself. If I get something out of it, maybe. If I get something out of doing this, then maybe I'm fooling myself.
So in making money,
Yeah.
sometimes in my personal things, by hook or crook, all these things come. Sometimes, like I feel like somehow let me take better share and all that thing. So is it? I don't know. See, this morality and all these things is so deeply ingrained. So genuinely make money or just make money through your talent, or I don't know. Like in making money, there is no rules. You just make money is the only thing which.
You have to understand a few straightforward rule. What you want, everybody wants. Number one. Since what you want, everyone wants, there will be lots of people standing on the way to make it very hard. Okay. So, if you want to get that, not through direct path, but indirect path, there are a lot of pitfalls. So, if I steal something, I should know the consequence of it. So, steal but don't get caught, because the consequence will be exactly opposite to the purpose that you are going to get it.
If you have purpose, you might lose your business.
So what happens is you want to achieve freedom, and that's why you want to earn money. But because you have taken a wrong means, which is not approved by the social structure, so you have to be very careful. You are not careful, you will get caught. So instead of money giving you freedom, the effort to get money will give you headache. So you want pleasure and freedom. So out of this drive to get pleasure, you got caught up in social game. I'm sorry, that's the relationship.
Extremely well said.
This instrument, which right now I am using to talk to you, somehow understood one basic principle, that is, this instrument is not the prime mover, not the owner of this organism. That is one thing. So, if it is not a prime mover and the controller of this organism, these cannot have a byproduct from this idea that it can be controller of somebody else or a prime mover of something else, someone else. It is not even for itself. The proposition that this can be a prime mover of somebody else or a controller of somebody else is by definition is the most elusive idea of human brain. Just is impossible. Don't you understand? Who is talking? It's just a biological instrument. It's responding to certain question even though you are not asking. It is there. By very being present in front of me is producing in my head those questioning. Because your existence here is challenging in my information world certain ideas. It's challenging. You're wanting to look at me in any different way other than what it is challenging. Because this is truth, if there is any truth. I have nothing. You don't. Just not possible. I cannot be in possession of something mysterious or otherwise that you are not. Not possible. I have no illusion of any kind. That type. I may read 5 books in a different subject. You know so much of ragas and other things. So it's just the field in which you have exercised your talent to acquire information that you are using. So am I. That's why. Fundamentally, there is nothing outside of that. I am not in possession of something, Brahman or otherwise, that I want to give you a hint that, okay, aham tahasmai that. No. My instrument is exactly functioning the same way that your instrument is functioning when it comes to distribute the pranasya pranaha and keep the system vital and alive. It's not an idea. If you think, you don't have to trust me, if you think somebody who is talking about all these things are in possession of a very special, mysterious knowledge and power, by all means go and discover. Discover that person, discover yourself, and then come and tell me what is it. I'm not telling anybody not to do anything. If you have a real quest and desire to find something mysterious that is operating in you, or it is not operating in you, it is operating in somebody else, they are in possession of that special thing, what they are trying to tell, Brahman or otherwise, Brahma Jnana or whatever the shit is, by all means, please. But at least I am not that. I don't have that knowledge. And should you not care? I'm not suggesting you that. You by all means you should, if you have integrity, and find out. If you think that somebody has power, magical or otherwise, because they are in possession with very special connection and resonating with whatever mysterious it is, go, let them solve your problem. I have no such thing. So on that ground, I'm not in that state. Sorry. I'm just an ordinary human being. Read 5 books and can tell you those what it is written in the book. That's it. No special knowledge or otherwise. I'm not in that state at all. The state that has been mystified from the beginning of time, that gives human being a magical power. I don't have it. The only power that I know that you can acquire is become a tabla maestro. Nothing else. That's the only potential that exists. Or whatever. A music maker or a music director or whatever.